Hello everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. I realize I don't have a snowman of all things on the page, and since, Christmas is well past, Valentine's Day is a little early, I did a few New Year's rocks, but it's gonna be a winter for a little while, so I'm just gonna start by placing down 2 circles. I'm leaving space for a hat on top, onto my rock. Obviously the one on top is going to be slightly bigger than the one on the bottom. And I'm actually going to fill these in, you guys, with some plain white acrylic paint. I don't know if you've tried to purchase paint pens lately, but a lot of them are out of stock, and I really don't need a whole new set. I just need white, and I have a lot of white plain acrylic, so I'm just going to fill this in with that. So I'm going to do the snowman like this, and then kind of the bottom part of my rock here, all in white, but I will of course speed that up. There is no reason for you to watch me do all of that. Okay, we've got our white down on here. It's gonna need a little bit more dry time, but I thought I would move on and do a couple other little details here first while we're waiting for that to dry. First things first, we're gonna add on our arms. Now, you can have those come kind of out of the body here, off to the side. You can give them whatever shape of twig arms you want. But you wanna show them coming from inside the snow. They gotta get stuck in there, right? And once you've got those on, if you want to come back really quick with just a littlest bit of dark underneath, and barely touching there, see that? Just a smidge, just to create some separation. That brown, so it's not all just one color, just like that. I'm also going to add on the outline of my hat. I have my black out, so you can create your hat however you want. You could do a stocking cap style hat too, but I'm going to go with that very classic top hat look. So we're just going to do the outline sketch here. I'm going to have that come basically to the top of his head because we want it on his head, so the rim will actually cover a little bit of our white, like that. And then you can decide if you're going to put like a red ribbon around it. I might add a little holly or something along those lines. And then we will get this filled in, but I will obviously speed that part up for you too. All right, we got our black hat filled in. We can add our decorations on here in a bit. I just don't want to get my red clouded by any of that black coloring, so we're going to give that a second to dry. We're going to move on to our fun shading that we're going to do using some fun, cool blue colors here. So I've got the dark blue and the light blue. All of these colors I'm using are 1M from just the small 1M Posca set. If you have bigger pens, you can use those for this as well, but I just figured I'd try to stick in the same realm of size. Obviously, you can go in with acrylic like I did and do, say, your snowman. You don't have to, or your hat, or you could do this whole thing with acrylic as well. So I'm going to start actually with the dark one. You have to decide where your darkest shadows are going to be. So I'm going to pretend, look at this little blob of paint up here. How about that? That's our light source, right? So the darkest shadows are going to be kind of along the bottom and on the left-hand side. So we'll start here. We'll go around our arm a little bit here. We can touch it up later if we want. And we're going to put a blue line on the left side and the underside of our snowman, just like that. And I'm actually going to thicken this up a bit, because it's part of the way our design is. It's not necessarily going for like a 100% realistic look. It's just this really fun, cool winter scene snowman. So we can really pull and play around with these colors. So Got blue there. And then we're gonna do on the left side of his head and kind of into that place where the snowman is put together. Thicken to thin, just like that. If you think you've got any of that white from underneath on there, go ahead and doodle that off. You wanna make sure you get that nice dark blue. If you get any of that white in there, it will start lightening your shade of blue. Just like that. And now we're gonna come do the same thing with our light blue inside of that line. So make sure your blue is running well. We're gonna go right inside this line here, and actually, I'm gonna add just a smidge shade further here, because right under that hat would be darker. Maybe all the way to that edge, you'll get a little thinner and thinner. So we'll do the bottom part here first. So we're just gonna go right inside that dark blue line, like that. Then we're gonna go past this dark blue, and it will kind of fade to the light blue. Like that. See that, how it kind of swoops into that light blue color? Then we're gonna continue the light blue to create that far side of the snowman. Just that little bit, 'cause sometimes the dark from behind will kind of peek around. And it also helps define the shape of your snowman. There we go. Make sure you get that nice round shape to it. Like so. All right, so now let's start adding a little bit of details to our snowman here. So I just want to fix that edge, and I'm gonna get this to thin out a little bit more here to the tip. There we go. All right, so some details on our snowman. So let's start off, I like to do very coal-shaped eyes. So the easiest way to do that is to really just put on like a sideways square or a diamond, and then kind of bump the edges a little bit when you're filling it in, because they're never just really perfect squares, not the lumps of coal. I'm not talking about charcoal that you're starting your fire with. Or your barbecue with. Same thing down here. Kind of really start with that diamond shape and really kind of lump and bump those edges when you're filling it in. There we go. And we always do like little seeds for our mouths. Small little lines here. He looks pretty silly without his nose, doesn't he? So we got to get his triangle carrot nose on there. Ooh, didn't quite come to a point there. Here we go. He's looking pretty happy. Let's go ahead and fill in his hat now. I'm gonna go with my red. And I still got, I think I had dark on the tip of that when I started. Just like that. And then I'm gonna do a little holly. So a quick way to do that is just take your green and create a V shape in two directions from wherever you want at the center, or actually you only have to do one, but wherever you want your leaves to be, create the V shape first, like a kind of a wide V shape, like that, and then you're gonna kind of make the center a little bit bigger, place to add the little dots, the little berries that are in there. So we'll give that a second to dry before we add our berries. So 3 dots for the holly, and I'm thickening up the bottom, this little stripe on his hat. And I'm gonna take it all the way to the edge, just like that. And our snowman is happy and just adorable. They're so easy to do, and they just look so cute. So I hope you give this one a try. If you do, make sure you let me know what you think in the comments below or how it went for you, and we'll be back soon with another rock painting tutorial for beginners. Bye-bye now.